I'm doing something that sounds insane, training for a marathon PB and my first ever full Ironman at the same time. Most people say, pick one. Most coaches say, don't do both. And for most people, they're probably right. But I'm calling it the Ottawa Double, and I have a plan. Today, I'll be breaking down how exactly I'm structuring this training, why I think it's possible, and the risks I'm managing. This isn't a recommendation. This is a documentation. If you're training for multiple goals or just curious to see how someone structures 20+ hours of training per week, this is for you. Let's talk about the Ottawa Double. First, the context. Why am I doing this? The Ottawa Marathon is in May, and the Ironman is in August. They're 10 weeks apart. Most people do one or the other. I'm doing both because, one, I need to prove to myself that I can run a better marathon. And I've been waiting to do an Ironman for 2 years. Doing the Ottawa Double as a challenge just seems right. 2, I've built a massive aerobic engine in my 5K blocks, and I am not letting any distractions get in the way this time. 3, the Ironman swims and bikes don't interfere with running. In fact, they help your aerobic base. The challenge? Managing volume, recovery, and not breaking my body before either race. This only works because I'm strategic about it. Let me show you how. Here's the actual strategy. Phase 1, marathon focus. Right now, I'm in the marathon block. The first 2 weeks of my plan have been strictly run and recover. I stopped going to the pool and I stopped riding my bike. Running has been the priority. From week 3 of my plan, I'll be following a marathon plan and an Ironman plan. But here's what's going to make it work. Ignore every run in the Ironman plan until the marathon is over. Imagine if I tried to do both. It seems obvious, but if I'm training for a marathon, I'm still training for the running leg of the Ironman. The only thing I've had to factor in is pairing a bike ride with an easy run to get my brick workouts in. My week looks like this. 3 swims per week, improving technique and aerobic base. 3 bike sessions per week, focused on endurance and short, high-intensity intervals. 4 runs per week, long run, tempo, and 2 easy days. The run volume is high, peaking at 70 kilometers per week. But the swim and bike are low intensity. I'm not destroying my legs on the bike, and I'm not doing practice race-pace swims. I'm maintaining and mindfully improving those disciplines while building my marathon engine. Phase 2, transition. After the marathon, I take 1 week easy, very easy. Active recovery, let the body absorb the marathon effect. Then, week 18, I continue and increase my swim and bike while gradually reintroducing running. Phase 3, Ironman-focused. This is where mindset will come into play. I'm aiming for a huge PB on my marathon, not just a few seconds or a few minutes. I'll have to be ready to face the rest of my Ironman training, no matter the outcome of the marathon. I'll have to face the fact that the marathon is done and focus fully on the Ironman, no matter if I'm overjoyed or heartbroken from the marathon. So, what sessions will change in this phase? Honestly, not much. I'm keeping my swim sessions at 3 to 4 per week. They'll be longer in distance by then naturally, but it won't be by a shocking amount. Bike volume will inevitably increase, and I'll finally be able to go outside for my long rides. And I'll have to take brick sessions more seriously. The big change will be running mileage. After running a marathon and only being 8 weeks out from an Ironman, most plans would probably have you running 28K long runs by that point. I'm gonna slowly build back up to running and not jump into the Ironman run straight away, because I need to be able to heal completely from the marathon. The key here is I'm not building my running fitness from scratch. I already have it from the marathon block. I'm just maintaining it while adding swim and bike volume. Here's how I'm scheduling my workouts right now in the marathon phase. Day number 1, long run and foundation bike ride. Day number 2, base swim, strength, and easy run. Day number 3, fartlek swim and long ride. Day number 4, tempo run and strength. Day number 5, base swim, strength, and easy run. Day number 6, brick workout, easy ride, easy run. And day 7 is active recovery. So I'll be focusing on mobility, Pilates, strength training, and stretching. My total weekly volume right now, for running, I run 40 to 50 kilometers, swimming 4 to 6 kilometers, biking 4 to 5 hours, strength training 3 sessions. That's roughly 10 to 12 hours of training every week. So that's the plan on paper, but does this actually work in practice? Let me show you what week 3 actually looked like. This is the most recent week of training, so you can see what this plan actually looks like in action. Week 3 of the marathon block and week 1 of the Ironman block. Here's what actually happened. Running. Long run 19K easy, easy run 9K, tempo run 7K with 4K at speed, and a recovery run 8K easy, after an easy bike ride. Total running, 42K for the week. Swimming. I swam 3 times, all 1,800 meters, 2 base, 1 fartlek. Total swimming, 5.6K, about an hour and a half, working on technique and building aerobic base. Biking. 90-minute zone 2 ride with 7 20-second intervals at high intensity. Long ride, 2 hours endurance. Brick ride, 45 minutes easy, and a foundation ride, 1 hour easy. Total biking, 5 hours, low intensity, getting comfortable with my new aero bars. Strength and mobility. Strength, 4 sessions this week. Mobility, 4 sessions this week. And stretching, 6 sessions this week. Add it all up, you get about 12 hours. And how did that feel? Honestly, manageable. The run volume is getting high, but because swim and bike are staying low intensity, my legs aren't getting wrecked. I'm tired and pretty sleepy, but not destroyed. And honestly, I'm still feeling fresh. That's the key. The swim and bike sessions feel good. They're recovery in disguise. Active rest that builds my aerobic base without the pounding of running. This is exactly what I planned. Prioritize the run, maintain swim and bike fitness, and stay healthy. Week 3, mission accomplished. When I shift to the Ironman block, after my marathon's over, it'll look more like this. Running 30 to 40 kilometers, maintaining, not building. Swimming 8 to 10 kilometers per week, and biking 8 to 12 hours per week. This phase will be about 15 to 18 hours per week. The critical thing is that I'm not doing both at maximum intensity. That is the recipe for burnout and injury. I'm periodizing. Marathon first, Ironman second. Each phase has a focus. Let's be real. This approach has risks. I'm not pretending it doesn't. Risk number 1, overtraining. Training for 2 endurance events means high volume. If I don't manage recovery, I'll break down. This is how I'm managing it. Sleep is non-negotiable. I need 8 hours or more every night. Nutrition is dialed in. I'm fueling for performance, not restriction. Mobility and strength work every day. Deload weeks synced with my cycle, and I listen to my body. If I need a rest day, I will take it. Risk number 2, injury. More training equals more injury, especially on the run, which is high impact. How I'm managing it. Easy runs stay easy. No ego. Strength training 3 to 4 times per week to prevent injury. My longest run will not go over 3 hours. And if something hurts, I will address it immediately. Risk number 3, underperforming at both. The fear, I spread myself too thin and underperform at both events. How I'm managing it. The marathon is my focus right now. I will sacrifice my swims and bikes if necessary to ensure I'm conditioned for my marathon. I'm being very serious already about my race prep, routines, nutrition, and recovery. I want to be able to control all that can be controlled to ensure I'm ready for both. The honest truth, this might not work. I might get to the Ironman and be too fatigued. I might get injured. But I have a plan. I'm monitoring my body closely and I'm willing to adjust if things aren't working. This is an experiment and I'm documenting it all. So, why do I think this is actually doable? Reason number 1, I built a massive aerobic base first. Those 2 5K blocks I did, they raised my VO2 max and gave me a speed foundation. I'm not building run fitness from scratch. I'm adding endurance to an already fast engine and continuing with 1 to 2 speed sessions per week, mostly 1. Reason number 2, swim and bike don't interfere with running. Swimming is low impact, biking is low impact. They build aerobic capacity without the pounding of running. In fact, adding swim and bike helps my cardiovascular system. I'm building a bigger engine across 3 sports instead of just 1. Plus, I'm already used to doing all 3 disciplines when I'm not training for anything, just to keep my body moving. I'll be in the pool on a random Tuesday swimming an hour for absolutely no reason at all. Reason number 3, I'm periodizing intelligently. I'm focusing on 1 at a time. I'm using swimming and biking in the marathon block for my endurance and recovery. After the marathon, the volume will naturally increase. Reason number 4, I'm listening to my body. This is not ego-driven. If my body says stop, I stop. If I need to adjust, I adjust. Flexibility within structure, that's the key. Reason number 5, I'm tracking everything to see whether it's working or not. So, what are the metrics I'm watching? Resting heart rate, sign of overtraining if it's elevated. HRV, also known as heart rate variability, it's a recovery indicator. Training load, my Coros watch calculates this for me. Sleep quality, tracking with my watch. Mood and energy levels, subjective but important. Injury or pain signals, any persistent soreness gets addressed. And performance markers, race times and workout paces. Every week, or day because I'm obsessed with health data, I'll review these metrics. If I see any red flags, I'll adjust. This is data-driven, not just grinding blindly. I'll be sharing these insights in my weekly recaps on YouTube. You'll see what's working and what's not, and how I'm adapting. Full transparency. Here's the thing, I know this sounds crazy to some people. Why not just focus on one? Why make it harder than it needs to be? And maybe they're right, but I didn't sign up for endurance sports to take the easy path. I signed up because I needed a challenge that would force me to show up and be the best version of myself. The Ottawa Double isn't just about 2 races. It's about seeing what I'm capable of when I structure my training intelligently, manage my recovery seriously, and commit fully. It's about proving to myself that I'm capable of more than I think. And what happens if you fail? I'll learn, I'll adjust, I'll come back stronger. That's the whole point. So, that's the Ottawa Double strategy. Marathon-focused training for 16 weeks, transition period 1 to 2 weeks, and then Ironman-focused training 8 weeks. Total, 26 weeks of structured training. I'll be documenting every week of this journey, the good runs, the bad runs, the adjustments, and the lessons. If you want to follow along, subscribe and hit the bell. New training recaps every week. If you're training for multiple goals or just love endurance sports, you're in the right place. Drop a comment. What's the craziest goal you've ever set? Let's see if the Ottawa Double is possible. This was week 1, or week 3, depending how you look at it. Let's see what the next 6 months have in store.